Guys, last May we introduced something huge to the membership at scottsbasslessons.com, and it took our learning platform from here to here. Now, it wasn't just about adding a new feature to Scott's Bass Lessons. This was going to change online music education for good. Now, I'm speaking, of course, about Player's Path, the first and only step-by-step performance-based learning system for bass players. Since last spring, we've literally had thousands of bass players go through the levels of Player's Path, and they've absolutely loved it. Now, we've also made some really key improvements to Player's Path that I'll reveal in just a minute, but first, I have to tell you about a super special promotion we're running for this month and this month only. It's Player's Path Season 2, and to celebrate the rollout of the upgraded system, we're giving you $50 off annual memberships. And if you decide to grab your membership now, you'll also get grandfathered in at that special rate for as long as you want to stay a member, meaning you could save $50 a year for life. Now, if you're already thinking, hell yes, and want to try it for free for 14 days, or upgrade your membership if you're already a monthly member, just click the button below the video player and follow the instructions. But I actually want to tell you the story of why we created Player's Path in the first place. It all started with a simple question I had in my head. Why isn't learning the bass like riding a bike? Now stick with me. Learning the bass can be frustrating with loads of false starts. Trust me, I've been there. It's often difficult to tell if you're actually making any progress at all. And if the frustration goes on for long enough, it can feel like a total waste of time. But here's the deal. Riding a bike isn't like that. Sure, it was tough with frustration and skinned knees, but we persisted through it and now we can all ride. Well, it turns out that riding a bike has 3 things that makes it easier to learn. Number 1, you have a super clear goal. You can either ride or you can't. Number 2 is that you have milestones along the way, like riding with training wheels, or riding when a parent is holding onto your saddle, or mounting the bike when it's up against the wall. And number 3 is super simple. Everyone around you can ride a bike, so you have a high bar for success. Now, if you think about learning the bass online, it's actually not like that at all. There are no goals, just more courses, more content, more rabbit holes, and ultimately more confusion. There are no milestones and it can feel super isolating. And if you feel like that, I want you to know first, I know how you feel. I'll get into that as well a little later, but also that it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Online music education to this point has failed you. And up to now, we've been guilty of it too. We've got the most new courses, we've got the best teachers. Now, don't get me wrong, all of that is important, but without goals, milestones, and accountability, without those, it's just like drinking from a fire hose. And I know that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. That's why we set out to change that. And over the last 2 years, we developed the system we call Player's Path that is totally revolutionary in online music education. Here's what it's all about. It's got clear goals, 9 specific levels from super beginner to super advanced. You get milestones and badges within each level as well, so you know exactly how much progress you've made and exactly where to go next. In each level, there are multiple song projects in many different styles of music, so you can customize your own learning path and experience throughout the system. And it's totally self-paced, so you're never going to get that feeling of falling behind, or on the flip side, you'll never feel held back either. It also includes over 60 hours of in-depth video tutorials with me, so I'm basically your personal bass teacher whilst you're progressing through each of the levels. And it's got accountability and community built into it, so you can see other bassists achieving all the time, which will give you the confidence that it can be done. Imagine logging in every day and knowing exactly what you need to work on that day. And imagine knowing exactly the goal that you need to achieve and exactly how far you've come. Our hope is that it will inspire confidence and that it might just be the crucial ingredient to get you through those rough spots and get your bass playing to that next level that you've been dreaming about. After all, we all got scraped knees when we were learning to ride the bike, but we all persisted and we all learned to ride that beast. Now, since we rolled Player's Path out last spring, we've gotten a ton of rave reviews. But we've also gotten some requests for extra features too. And we knew, as good as Player's Path was, we could make it even better. That's why for season 2 of Players Path, we've got even more awesomeness. We've added 2 brand new song projects per level, and that's 18 new projects in total, which equates to over 10 hours of extra video content. We've added 2 performance tracks within Players Path, a funk performance track and a rock performance track as well. And we'll be also releasing many more genre-based performance tracks over the next few months too. We've upgraded the video player, so you now have the ability to make your own loops, and we've made a bunch of upgrades across the entire user experience too. So you're probably wondering, what do I have to do to try this thing out? Well, it gets better. For a limited time, to celebrate the release of Players Path Season 2, we're offering $50 off annual memberships at Scott's Bass Lessons. That's $50 off every year for life, as long as you want to stay a member. And on top of that, you even get a 14-day free trial. So you can try out the entire thing for 14 days completely risk-free. Now, just to add, if you're already a monthly member at scottsbasslessons.com, now is your chance to upgrade to an annual membership and save a ton. So just make sure that you click that button below the video to give Players Path and the entire scottsbasslessons.com platform a try and lock in your savings right now. As always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the shed.